And welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with this Polish-Lithuanian campaign. Hopefully, this will be the last episode. We've fought out Austria, Prussia, now Russia. The third one, and it only has 3 provinces left. One, which is the one that's actually manned by somewhat of a force. Although now when I look at it, it's not that much of a force, but it's got a fairly amount of modern units. Now there were more units here before. What they did, the Russians, is they actually loaded half of the force onto ships, took them to this port here, and then marched them down to reclaim Moscow. What they did though is they loaded up a lot of these thieving Cossacks and convicts. And more thieving Cossacks, it looks like. They've got a few more modern units in here as well. Also, some cavalry from Malta. So they still, seemingly, they have still a bit of cash to be hiring mercenaries. What I've gone ahead and done is I have taken the army that fought in Ukraine and put them in charge of holding down Moscow. And we're recruiting another howitzer to replace the one that was lost. And then I took the extra one of the howitzers from this army, gave it to the one that lost it, which is this one under Joseph Anton, and he is on his way, and eventually he'll make it all the way out here to Ufa to deal with what I can only describe as probably quite the massacre. It's all like peasantry. Tons and tons of peasantry, and then tons of Cossack cavalry. And then a few sort of Mughal-ish heirs of the Mughal hordes, it looks like. So yeah, not a great startup for the lineup for the enemy. And then we also have here this area where we have a few troops lined up as the Greek army under Julius Bukowski is readying on the other side of the river. He's going to move through, take that out. We're going to move on here, take this out. And then I might actually sally forth from this and take this force out. What I'm thinking, actually, right now, is a lot of the problems sort of we've been having is passive enemy, because we've been attacking them, they've not been attacking us, and it leads to the passive enemy. So it might be easier if they attack us. So what I could do is I could bring a smaller force, set it up at the bridge, and so that the enemy would attack us. Or maybe not attacking, putting directly on the bridge, because I think they would walk around us. But if I put it so that we will intercept them as soon as they get across the bridge, that might be more suitable, and then we'll crush them there. And so even though I bring a smaller force, I would be able to hold them there. This army has a substantial amount of artillery, so I think that could work. And so we would bring, say, just the elite units, or the membership units, so the membership cannons, maybe another brigade or so, so maybe 2 infantry brigades, and all the cannons. Cavalry for good measure could be set up behind. Not really taking part in the battle, but could be used then to rush down whoever gets left behind. But enough talking, as it is quite a lot of battles for... I don't think I will actually be making all of them. So we will be looking... We'll pass it on to video 30. But I felt like actually the Battle of Moscow was probably a pretty good end off, because that was a pretty sizable battle and interesting battle. But let's see if we can't go through this pretty quickly with all the battles. and then I think the one around Moscow is the one that's going to be the most interesting, so we'll focus on that. But right now, what we have before us is the Greek army about to take out Tataria. There's 4,000 Greeks against 6,000 defenders. They have... they looked more fancy, but they were actually just militia. Let's not linger here. Let's march on and win this battle. After some initial bombardment, the battle is now underway. The enemy sent in cavalry, like they usually do right off the beginning, to get absolutely annihilated by my troops. This was probably the worst one I've seen yet. It rode straight for the guns. It got shredded by its canister. It rode up to about here, then decided to turn instead and head straight for the infantry line where, well, we can see the rest of them. The unit is no longer with us, as you can tell. And so is neither the cavalry units that were around this area. We're gonna go ahead and concentrate on what cavalry unit is left. I've tried to soften up this bit with howitzer shots. It might now actually be better, I'm thinking, to completely focus in on this bit and try and destroy that, and then bring full force onto the enemy over here. Right, all the cavalry has left the field. We've no enemy cavalry left, which is good because the Greek army entirely consists of light cavalry. Right, they're sending in more of the Volga-Por. Whenever Russia goes to war, it's the poor that suffer, but then again, that's true for all wars. I'm gonna reposition the gun. I might actually even be able to get it up here with canister, blasting these guys. I'm gonna get all my dragoons now in around behind the enemy line. And you know what? Let's speed up this process of getting the troops in order. Those hunters, I feel as though we were able to slaughter them pretty easily last time we fought them, but I'm thinking they're probably pretty good shots. Currently, we can't really advance any further here because we risk walking into our own barrage of howitzer shots. And I feel like that would not be a good look. The line looks good, everyone's firing. Maybe not optimal position, but that's what I'll have to take, given that we are currently bombarding the enemy with howitzer shots. I'm thinking actually we'll fire at the hunters, and possibly, actually looks like they've got some units walking behind the town hall that might need to get shot to pieces. If I can set this up pretty darn quickly, I could be able to slaughter these. Now I could send in the cavalry as well, but I would want to sweep through all of it. And these lighter cavalry units die pretty quickly. The enemy is on the move, but not for long, as my guns are ready to set up. Hopefully, pretty darn soon. Optimal position would actually be to bring them up here, because I could rally shots all along the line there. Right, this looks well an artillery position. The garrison guard's going to be thwarted before they even get a chance to level sufficient fire upon us. Currently, I have been targeting this, but you see they're hiding behind the house, so I'm not really getting good shots off on that. I'm gonna fire on these two, and we'll see about doing damage that way. Right, the guns, they're reloaded. Might just switch to round shot and have that blast through them. No, you know what? Canister worked just as well. Round shot would have, you know, upset the entire structure of the line, even more so than canister. I'm surprised the unit's still standing. Tough bastards. I'll order the 23rd to focus in on them. If there's anyone left, as soon as these guys have kind of turned to face us, the cannon was ready to fire its next salvos. Right, you're not really firing, are you? I'll bring you out here. And I'll bring you guys forward. I think I've had enough of all of this. Canister has been doing really well. I'm gonna already reposition the gun here. And now I'm gonna call in the cavalry to take care of all of these, and then we'll just block with these two. And as soon as this goes in, we'll be starting to hold fire with these first, as they're furthest away from the fighting. And then as the cavalry attacks get closer in on this one, well, oh crap! A bomb! I always miss those. Right, we seem to have awoken some of this. Right, as that is happening... Oh, I forgot to tell the 23rd to hold fire. Really not tell them to hold fire, but the fact that they were specifically targeting another unit. Let's go ahead and focus now on the units on the move. Oh, we took a hit there. Let's go for the hunters. I've got 3 units on the way there. And then I want all my Greek soldiers to be marching towards the enemy. So I've got 4 units moving in around here. Should all be going after those hunters. And then as 24 pounders should be setting up on this hill, able to bounce shots down towards the enemy. And we should be gold. Right, currently we're firing towards these foot guards right here. But we might want to blast the rifle corps instead. That's plenty enough of them killed. Let's go ahead and reorganize this. I want 3 units along this line. And then I want 3 units along the wall. And then for the rest of these 4... should be moved up towards the woods here. We've got the 2 dragoons. Should be heading far out here. And then these... what we could do is we could move all the cavalry around here. And then maybe just strike everything down on that side with cavalry. Right, set up. Round shot it is. Let's blast them. We're a little bit close. Some of the shots are landing a little bit close. Oh, it looks like they might be actually trying to charge. Let's continue to fire further away then. Can we get into position as soon as possible to fire at these? Grenadiers of Peter the Great. If I can get some volleys into these guys first. They're already actually routing. Let's get the cavalry in here. We don't want to linger too long. They're firing at the guns right now. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell everyone to fire at will. That could be a good start. Oh shit. Hold fire. We're walking through here. Hey, I'm walking here! Alright, let's charge. Let's charge the guns over here. We'll see about organizing all the cavalry out there. Here comes the charge. Driving the rifle corps in front of the line and then sending them away. Let's not spend too much. They can run in front of the fire for a bit. I want to destroy these cannons though, so that my 24 pounders will be focusing on other units. For these, it's militia, it's mostly militia and Volga-Por. Right, we've got the actual hussars. We'll set them up over there. And then the dragoons will be set up over here. Alright, they have activated. Starting to move. Howitzers continue to blast this troop, I think it is they're aiming for. Possibly this one, because it was hit pretty badly. Oh, we brought down the old church. Not that it mattered, it seems to have very few occupants. The Russians are certainly done for. Right, they're moving at great speed to face us. I want to hit them from angles they're not expecting. Okay, we've got actually quite a few units coming this way. Oh, this one's routing just by the sight of the cavalry. I want you to go for this one. Oh, you're already struck there. This one's gonna get struck by two sides. These guys have already routed. You will head on to that one. You're gonna swing around, hit this one. And in so, we are hitting and surrounding all the militia units. Let's see. Focus on the units that are currently not being fired upon. Actually, there's two units right there. Perfect targets. Alright, the enemy was annihilated. 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 And I don't have to worry of any of them anymore, except this one, perhaps. We'll allow it to be chased for a little longer. 80 men, yes. I would say it's at this point it's done for. Organize straight line over there. Oh, yeah, it's a high risk now as I'm bouncing shots into my own units. Really bringing the heat to these units right here. If the Volga-Por wants to come back and fight us, that's just fine. A lot of these not very happy with their situation. I'll bring the cavalry around. The problem is to strike with cavalry in these confined spaces. I can easily enough hit these guys out here, this one out here. But I feel like we need to continue the bombardment a little longer for the units in here. If we can get a really good hit that like lands right on the ground in the middle of one of those units, then I think we're on a good way of striking all of these down. We don't want to drag this battle on for too long though. I'm gonna bring up 4 units to here, and I'm gonna bring 2 units to here. Right, looks better, but the shots are just not landing where I want them. Another bomb. God damn it. Alright, let's strike. Hold fire, and you will focus on the unit that's setting up spikes over here. Redirect this force. Redirect this force. Redirect this force. And the Greek cavalry is sending the Russian troops away. Go for this one that still stands. As I thought, this one was going to be harder to fight. Plus this one rode through a bomb, losing a lot of manpower. And yeah, we're going to have to pull away from that fight. But overall, the cavalry attack was a success. But the troops inside there among the houses, they were a bit harder to get at. I want the... Oh, another bomb! How many bloody bombs do they have? This one, though, seemed to have taken sufficient amount of lives of the enemy. But unfortunately for me, the my light cavalry units have suffered quite heavily. They seem to have put spikes down. Yes, so we won't charge them. But I think at this point, it's clear to see that we have won the battle. And that it's only a matter of time before the enemy is forced to recognize with the fact that they are lost. Something that usually takes the Russians quite a while to realize, don't it? We'll have to break down everything in this town. I mean, with the destruction that they're currently witnessing, and the amount of artillery fire and so on that is coming their way, that I'm highly surprised that they continue to fight on. But at this point, I will call this a victory. I didn't want to drag out the battle longer than I needed to, just so that we could get things going. If I had waited not even a minute, I could have just done that smoothly with the end thing, like the continue or end the battle, because they all broke like seconds later. I always somehow miss that. Okay, there's spikes there. Avoid those. How did they manage to get a bit of spikes in there? No wonder then the cavalry charge didn't work. I thought it was because of the... Damn, suicide bombers. They had a bomb inside the house. The crap? They set up a bomb in the house. Right, anyways. The battle is won. glorious victory! We lost 1,000 men, and the enemy lost their entire force of 6,000. Highest kills goes to the artillery, followed by the Greek mercenary cavalry. No surprise, as they rode down the enemy as they were leaving the field. Wonderful, we have now taken over Tartaria. I keep every time I say it, I keep thinking of that. Isn't there like a conspiracy thing that Americans talk about? Like some, I don't even know how it works. It's one of those, we didn't land on the moon because how can a landing craft, you know, land on cheese kind of deal? Like it's one of those things which is so stupid that you kind of wonder how it even came about. This region is also really odd. Like the town is way down here, and then the region goes, and then all around here. This is what cartographers usually call. This feels like this could be sectioned off into other areas. Right, you will continue that way. Maybe just maybe we won't actually have time to put all of this into action. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the guard brigade. I'm going to take the rifle brigade. And then we're going to take all the guns. And we're going to bring them up. Did I bring everyone? And we're going to bring them up something like that. They should, hopefully. And the general, of course. And they should, hopefully, intercept them as they cross the bridge. I will bring in the cavalry to sit close by, just so they can sally forth after the battle. I'm hoping these guys will still continue on here, so I do get to intercept them at the bridge. They should attack. They have so many more men. I'm banking on the fact that, since I only have 2 brigades of infantry, that, you know, this army is so much bigger that they will lead the attack and we get like a battle where, you know, we actually fight the enemy in a big way. And then I'm gonna go ahead and lay siege to this area, I think, and then have them sally forth. I'm more interested to see what's happening here than what's gonna go down there. And then you're gonna make your way all the way down there, and that'll be the end of it. Let's go ahead and end turn. I'm very hopeful that this one walks into my trap. The enemy decides to dig in instead, rather than continue on. It seems like they caught on to my trap. I'll move directly onto the bridge then. And we'll situate ourselves like that. If they don't want to move, that is fine by me, because I will be able to then destroy the country in total if they don't do anything. I was hoping that maybe I could get a naval battle against this little force, but I'm not sure. Actually, here's a force. But the thing is, it will take so long for me to recruit a navy. I have, however, built up this navy right here. Ships that brought in from the Mediterranean, and then tons of these bomb cache just to meme it. We'll see what we come up with over here, but I'm more concerned about the land battles right now. Let's go ahead and end turn once more and see if they won't attack me at the bridge, the bastards. They won't take the bloody bait at the bridge. So, we have no other course of action than to fight in Finland. Let's go for it. We have starved the enemy sufficiently that they are now forced to die or sally forth. And they've decided to sally forth. And in that, they're attacking our dug-in positions, which we have made in during the siege to seal off the town. As we can see here, here's the first redoubt, stretching from over here over to this side in a half circle. We got the demi-cannons, 3 batteries of each, and then the crown regiments, 4 of them situated in between. In front of them, we've got these to stop any charges by the enemy cavalry. So that's the first redoubt. We also have all the cavalry, the Grenadier Brigade, followed by the Hungarian Brigade over there. Next up, we got smaller redoubt. It's the 2 6-pounder artilleries next to the Slovenian Freikorps. As of right now, only 1 Slovenian Freikorps is set to the center, but I am not really expecting an attack here. And even if it comes, the 6-pounder artillery reloads really quickly and the canister will stop anything. Plus then, of course, the accurate fire of the Freikorps. Then we got the third and final, or really the second, the large encampment here, where we have the big 24-pounder guns in between the meat and potato line infantry. So we've got quite the battery set up in these sort of odd shapes, so that the sides will be able to protect each other. We don't have as much protection against cavalry over here, but we got a few of these, as the enemy is going to have to travel uphill to get at us with the 24-pounder also, just by the sheer amount of canister that will come out of those guns. I'm sure they will be stopped by that. And looking at the position, they might hit the smaller one first, which will absolutely devastate them. As of yet, they have not even gotten close to the redoubts, and they're suffering quite heavily. This one has already lost half its cavalry. We've already turned a few houses into great burning fires, and as the troops continue forward here, they're getting blasted to smithereens. Here we can see the cavalry losing tons of troops in the process of advancing here. Obviously, cavalry, really important that we break down them before they reach the redoubt, as they're really the only sort of way to unnerve or unsettle my redoubts, given the fact that they will advance so quickly on them that we might not have time to properly defend against such attacks. But currently, my redoubts stand strong, and the enemy is getting utterly annihilated in front of them. The defensive position which I've built is absolutely terrifying, and I would certainly not be wanting to go up against it. Currently, though, the enemy is taking its sweet time to approach it. I'm really gonna focus in on the cavalry. I feel as though currently they're really close in cavalry terms, and well, now those guys are gone. And the terrain, you know, the AI might not intend it, but they have a tendency to be able to hide the cavalry behind terrain and then launch devastating cavalry charges. Am I firing? Ah, that's why. I want explosive shots, god damn it. Now blow those guys to smithereen. Now one problem with digging in the guns like these is that right now this piece does not actually have... I don't think it can properly fire at the enemy. It's come out of line with the rest of it. But surely that will change. The enemy is getting bombarded. They're preparing. I'm not entirely sure what they're really preparing. They have been moving up quite a bit. I'm hoping they're going to launch attacks on my redoubts and they're not just gonna go marching up and down out here, getting destroyed. We will, however, launch our own counter attacks. So the Grenadier Brigade, the Hungarian Brigade, and then the cavalry will be advancing through this side as the rest... Oh, now! I was a little bit worried, but now it looks like the guns are... or the enemy cavalry is really moving closer. The 6-pounders will hold fire, switch to canister. All these guns will hold fire, and then start firing again at whatever is closest, and same with these. And same with these. We'll pick target on their own and should pick the nearest target, so I don't have to redirect the artillery. We have canister now flying out for the 4th here. Very few troops. Right, they're coming on. There looks like this side is not going to be that useful. They're really gunning for this this big redoubt here, the first redoubt. We'll call it after the general if I can remember his name. He actually died just before the battle, and so we had to replace him with... I didn't remember his name to begin with, because this general has died multiple times, because we keep electing... Not electing, we keep... Well, we keep electing to put these really old people in charge. Which I'm sure people can relate to in one way or another. I'm gonna hold fire here, and I'm gonna wait, see if the cavalry gets closer, and then unleash volleys closer to them. Because I kind of fear them being able to go around. This one's coming around. You know what? Fire it well. Alright, they're close enough that the troops in the redoubts are now firing muskets at them. Well, what's going on here? The hussars moved through the other hussars. Oh my god, I forgot to tell them to hold fire. God damn it. The winged hussar units got murdered by our own men. Wonderful start. God, I hate the... Let's see. It's a little bit difficult here. Alright. Grenadiers. Hungarians. Organize yourself. Oh, we have enemies striking. Countercharge. I was actually going to put the Grenadiers as reserves within one of these redoubts. I decided against it, and seemingly I should not have decided against it, since we have enemies gone close enough that they're currently you know, attacking. Problem with making such redoubts is that now we've got most of the redoubts not able to fire on the enemy at all, as they're focusing in on a single one. Right, it became a little bit messy over here. Let's have... Goddamn, how many... Oh, look at that! The amount of winged hussars killed by our own fire. Absolutely awful. But here it looks fine. Oh crap, what are you doing all the way out here? Who ordered you? Oh, I forgot to order one of the units to halt and form line. And so it was the 3rd Guards, which previously were... which one was it? Majovsky's Guards. Yes. Which now is nothing. Right. We've got pikes striking at all our batteries. I don't know how we're not able to force them away quicker. Oh, they formed square, the bastards. Right, I want the Hungarians into line along here. And then I want the Grenadiers to take a step back and then fire at will. I don't like the fact that they... Oh, why aren't you not firing anymore? Just fire straight forward, damn you. All 3 units here are very unhappy with what's going on. I'll move the newly appointed general forward to bring some order here. I fire the guns, damn you. There we go. And now back to the guns. Now back on them. Not as glorious as I had thought. But static defense is not a great idea. And now, because the guns have been charged and misaligned, most of the shots are going to be absorbed by the fucking wall ahead of them. Right, can we... Can you not continue to fight over here? Can I order you to move somewhere else? Right, I'm gonna order you to leave then, if you don't want to answer me at all. Right, the Grenadiers seem to be breaking down these. Let's have the light cavalry out. Together with the winged hussars. You can see about sweeping this away. It would have been cooler if maybe I should have focused on is building one big redoubt. The thing though is there's not a lot of hills in Finland. So it wasn't like I had tons of different areas where I could plot my defense. Go after the retreating troops. Alright. These troops coming up behind should do nicely. I think it'll still look good. What I think I should have done is maybe put more troops in the redoubts. So that would have made a really nice thumbnail, I think. Right, hussars go in over there. The winged hussars stuck on something way out there. We're blowing these guys up. And now with the hussars coming in, I would tell these guys to hold fire, but the hussars, they will get a little bit of friendly fire. They will taste their own medicine for a little bit. I'm surprised that my crown regiments have had such a trouble dealing with the pike regiments. Oh, what's this? Cavalry? Switch to round shot. Oh yeah, these batteries up here should be firing, shouldn't they? Oh, these can't form square. I didn't even know there was reinforcements arriving. Just chase them off. I can't believe that the bloody pikes were able to do as much damage as they did over here. We still haven't sent them away. Unfortunately, one of our troops here was sent away. Can I get fire down upon the cavalry over here? Can we blast them? Probably blasted a fair few of my own men. Pull back and make a line through the woods. And then the cavalry will deal with these. And then I've basically sent all available howitzers focusing in on Peter the Great's troops, which is coming awfully close to my grenadiers. There we go, they're broken. Now switch over here. Right, they have rallied. They lost half the unit though. Oh, maybe time to hold fire with the canister. Actually switch to round shot and fire on that unit further away. Oh shit, I forgot to reorganize the howitzers. Volga Pour. I mean, it was really ambitious of me to think that I would be able to maybe end this series in this episode, given that there were 4 battles and now it's turned into so much more. What on earth? I mean, come on, what is going on? The general's like out of ammo at this point. We'll have the 96th Regiment of Foot setting up to shoot down. I mean, then you're really, really bloody bad at melee if you cannot fight off the pikes. Now the pikes are it's a good pike unit, I will say, but still it's a pike unit. Now it's finally broken once it realized its flank was about to get destroyed. And there we have it. We have victory. A bit sloppy and fixed positions, not that great, since a lot of my area wasn't even in use. And not sufficient enough. I probably should have put the Slovenians up here rather than put the Crown Regiment. I wanted to put the Crown Regiment in because we didn't see them a lot. But I probably should have put someone that was able to deliver a bit more impact with their volleys instead of what the Crown Regiment does. But there we go, now we've conquered Finland. So we've conquered Finland and Tataria. That means that only one region remain for the Russians. Here's the result. Our indomitable redoubts held firm, although probably could have held a little bit better. We deployed roughly equal-sized forces. Not that that mattered much, as the Russians were starved. Well, I guess Russians are always starving. In this case, it's winged hussars. Most of the losses among the winged hussars are friendly fire. At least half, I would say. Didn't stop them from performing really well. We actually have a demi-cannon. So it's one of the cannons in the first redoubt. Actually, 2 demi-cannons. Oh, all 3 demi-cannons in the first redoubt did really well. But then again, they got direct attack. The other 2 redoubts didn't. So there you got that. Bunch of line infantry, so it's all in the first... or in the third redoubt. Didn't shoot a single guy. Slovenian Freikorps did really poorly. They barely shot anyone. Huh. But there we go. Finland is now under our control. I thought it was my turn, it wasn't. Some raids in Finland just after they lost the province. Oh no, I haven't actually taken the... I haven't actually taken it. I'm about to take it. After the attack, there's only 450 of them left, plus a small reinforcements of 40 men. Out resolve, and we lost 160 to their 500. And there we go. Obo is now under our control. Go ahead and replenish that. With that, I gain a lot of these logging camps. The technology for them, though, is lacking a little bit, so really underperforming area. I thought they'd put more effort into it. But then again, it was the front line against Sweden and Finland for quite a long time, so possibly didn't have time to do anything with it. They still hold out here. We'll see what happens in next episode. I fear that I won't be able then. Well, it makes sense. We'll make it to episode 30. Round it out even and nice. It would have been a little bit odd to add on 29 or end on 29. So the last one will have the battle out here outside of Vyshny Volocek, if that's how you pronounce it. So that'll be the last battle, and then I'll see about organizing just a terrible slaughter, I imagine, where I will take full advantage of all the artillery I have. Probably drag in extra artillery, actually, from the Greek army. And so we just, as a bonus, will just slaughter a bunch of peasants out in the middle of nowhere. Taking up the baton from what the Russians were probably doing out there. With that said, I say it's high time to end this episode. So, as always, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.